What's up, guys? I wanted to do a video today about why I started riding motorcycles in the first place. I think it's a good topic to talk about. I think everybody should ride. It's such a good time. I think everybody should have experience riding. That's funny. Any of the conversations I've been talking to people, obviously I've been putting up Facebook that I've been riding and pictures of my bike and stuff, and just starting talking to people about riding, and all these people that I never knew ride, or they used to, or had some experience with it, which is super cool. But before I got into that, I wanted to go over some of the mods that I put on the bike. I mean, this isn't even a fully a mod, but this front shield is normally clear, but I plastic dipped the inside of it. I saw somebody else who did it, so I plastic dipped the inside of it so that it was black, but you could still see the Kawasaki, which is kind of cool. I haven't done grips or levers or anything like that. I did do the Leo Vinci slip-on, which I talked about in another video. It's just from here back. It had a big old can on it, so I just put from here back. The coolest thing that I did was this TST Industries tail light, and I will let me just start the bike, but I'll show you these blinkers. They're super sick. They're sequential blinkers. Normally the fender is huge and it comes off the back about this far, and the turn signals are in it. So this integrated taillight is so sick. And then I got their tail tidy kit and their license plate light and these cool things. So those are some of the mods I got. And then my buddy gave me the bell, and then that's where my bell is. So yeah, let's go for a ride and get into it. Oops, hit the kill switch. And let's get into it. Back again in beautiful South Florida with these awesome views. Back at it again. The views are dope. The day is dope. The weather is dope. The day is dope. The day is dope, but the weather is gorgeous. Just riding along A1A, which is the road on the barrier island on the Treasure Coast. This is the barrier island, so the mainland's on the other side to my west, and there's a body water that separates it, and that's the intercoastal. So yeah, just riding along the barrier island. You see the hotels and the condos and all that cool shit. It's awesome. It's awesome out here. It's also always cooler to ride out here because the beach is right there, so the wind gives some cooling effects. Also cool. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to talk about why I even started riding motorcycles in the first place. A few years ago, well, actually, at this point, more than a few years ago, I had bought a Mazda Speed 3, and I love that thing. I love hot hatches. I think they look good. Love having a turbo. That's awesome. And yeah, so several years ago, I bought a Mazda Speed 3, and then a few years ago, I moved to Maryland, and it's not like riding here in Florida. You know what I mean? It's not. You know, riding here is flat. There's no potholes because winter doesn't involve snow and breaking the asphalt and all that stuff. So having the Speed here in Florida was great. Once I got to Maryland is hills, which is fine, but there's so many potholes because winter annihilates the roads. There's just so many potholes, and it just started to really damage my car, like really bad. And here I had a buddy that we built the car together. It was fully bolted, had around, I don't know, around 350 horsepower, something like that. And we built it together. And obviously he didn't come to Maryland with me. He lives here. And yeah, so I didn't have somebody locally that if something went wrong, and I had a feeling, I just had like a gut feeling that something was going to break. Whether the suspension was getting fucked up, something was going to break. So, yeah, shortly after getting there, actually 6 months after getting there, it was fall and winter was approaching. The Speed 3 has a lot of torque.
and it's a front-wheel drive car, so there's a lot of torque steer. It just wouldn't be good in the snow, so I got rid of it. I got something else. So for the past few years, I haven't had a toy, and I like having a toy. I like just going and riding, just like I'm doing now, not particularly going anywhere, just being on the road. It's awesome. And I didn't have a toy anymore. So a few months ago, even I was still living in Maryland at that time, but in October I got married, and for our honeymoon we went to Key West, which is all at the bottom of Florida. And that whole trip we rode scooters around Key West, which is so much fun. Highly recommend going to Key West. Highly recommend scooting around Key West. But yeah, we just rode scooters around the whole time, and we had a blast. I mean, we did other things. We went to the beach, but our mode of transportation is the two of us, me and my wife. I had my scooter, she had hers, and we just scooted around the whole island. And it was so much fun. It was great being on two wheels. You're not even going fast. You're going, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. Being on two wheels was awesome. I loved it. So did she. So after coming back from that trip, I started talking to my buddy that I knew rode motorcycles, and we started talking about motorcycles, and he was like, yeah man, I really think you should give it a shot. It's so much fun. He had I forgot what he had at the time, like a Sportster. He's the one that now has a Fury. He's like, it's so much fun, you should do it. So I went back to Maryland in October and didn't move back here until December of 2020. And so I keep getting text messages, goddamn. That whole time I was just obsessing and just watching videos and educating myself, and just, what do I want to ride? I was looking at cruisers, I was looking at the Vulcan S, I was looking at naked bikes, I was looking at the Ninja 400 and sport bikes. Yeah, just kind of like going full obsession on it, and watching all these videos and educating myself, all that stuff. So it really all started with me riding a scooter, and it's kind of funny that's how how the itch kind of started. And yeah, so that's really how I got into motorcycles. As soon as I got home like Christmas Eve, or got back to Florida on Christmas Eve. Then Christmas came. I asked for all motorcycle stuff for Christmas. And then the 26th, I did the Msf course. So that was a Saturday and a Sunday. Christmas was on Friday last year. And I thought I'd be the only crazy person doing the Msf course on the day after Christmas. But there were 5 other crazy people. There were 6 of us in that class, all different age groups, some young people, some women, some older people. It was cool. It was a nice mix of different kinds of people. What the fuck? Nice mix of different kinds of people. So I wasn't the only crazy person with the itch to want to get the Msf course, so I can, go buy a bike and do it legally. It's funny, some of the people in that class, they've been riding bikes for years just without a license. I think that's crazy. I would always be nervous that when I'm riding, that if I get pulled over, they're going to take my bike. I don't even know what the repercussions are for riding without the endorsement, but yeah. So I did the Msf class, which was a 2 8-hour days, so 16 hours altogether, a Saturday and a Sunday. In the Msf course, they go over the basics, how to use the clutch, how to engage, how to use the friction zone, how to shift, how to use the brakes, how to start the bike, how to do slow speed maneuvers, how to do U-turns, how to do figure 8s. They had one what's the word I'm looking for? Exercise where you get to ride at pace, ride at like 20-25 miles an hour, and then at the end you do 5 different techniques that you practice. Emergency maneuvers, how to swerve out of the way real quick, all that stuff. So by the end of the Msf course, riding feels a lot more natural. It feels normal after spending 2 full days. The class, like I said, it's 2 8-hour days. 3 hours of each of the day are in the classroom, and then 5 hours riding. So 10 of the hours of the 16 hours Whoa, I thought that was like a bug or something. It was a moth or a butterfly. 10 of the hours you're riding, and I was really nervous. Like, am I going to be good at it? Am I going to suck or whatever? By the end of that 10 hours, being on the bike feels pretty normal. You know, just being able to start it up and get out of gear and ride it around, and be able to, the fundamentals, the basic fundamentals were there. So yeah, immediately after that, I'm literally at the end of my MSF course calling dealerships, seeing if they have this bike in this color in stock, and making phone calls to try and get it. And I found that, you know, I mentioned in my last video, or the 2 videos ago, that I found a dealership north of Orlando. Found the bike, they gave me the numbers, they look good. I put I put a deposit on it because they had to even go get it from another spot. So they were showing stock on a bike that they didn't even have. They went and picked it up in Jacksonville and then brought it straight to me. And I signed the paperwork in my kitchen, and I had a bike, and it was awesome. And ever since then, weather permitting, I've been riding every single day. Not even, you know, not even particularly going anywhere particular, just getting out there. Again, I'm just out here just riding on A1A, just cruising, enjoying the weather, enjoying the bike, enjoying the wind, enjoying the experience. So yeah, how I got started was from riding a scooter, and that was all I needed to get excited about riding a motorcycle. And it's only, you know, my enjoyment and my love for riding has only grown since getting a motorcycle. And as to why I think people should ride, I believe I said this in another video. When you're riding a motorcycle, you're not worried about anything else. You know, at first you're focused on like shifting and using the clutch and using the brake because it kind of seems foreign at first and you're getting familiar with it. But even after that comes second nature. You're just focused on what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm just focused on riding, watching my lane position, where I am on the, you know, on my side of the road. You know, there's 3 lane positions, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm just watching my lane position, making sure I'm not riding in the middle where all fluids leak from cars, or riding on the right side where some debris can settle. All of that stuff. You know, looking at what people are doing. That guy's turning, whatever. Just watching what people are doing. Are there, checking my mirrors? Are there people behind me, coming up behind me? Always just paying attention to what's going on. And because of that, I'm not focused on anything else. And I'd say in today's day and age, it's really, really hard to not let the shit get in the way, all the shit of life. And I'm not even saying that my life is so bad that I have all these things going on. But everyone's shit is everyone's shit, and it can be really loud for them, or really stressful, or really, really difficult for them. You know, everybody has their shit that they have going on. So being out here doing this, I'm only worried about doing this. I have other things to do today, and I'll do them. But right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about this, and that is awesome. I think it's so difficult to just focus on the now. I said in another video, peace is in the present. Like, peace is right now. If I'm not focused on, you know, yesterday, I'm not focused on all the shit I gotta do later, I'm only focused on now, I could feel peace. And I think that's super important. It's so difficult now. I think COVID even made it more challenging, because, you know, it's putting people out of work, or it's affecting people's finances, so they're worried about how they're gonna pay rent, or how they're gonna pay their bills. You know, things are things are just more difficult now. So peace is more important than ever. So yeah, that's the long and short of why I started riding a motorcycle. I highly recommend it to people. If you're not sure it's something you want to do, go somewhere cool and rent a scooter. It's a safer way to ride. There's no gears, so there's no clutch. It's a safer way to get the sensation of being on 2 wheels, feeling the wind in your hair or in your helmet. Yeah, just getting familiar with it. And if you're anything like me, you'll love it, and you'll just want to, you may want to do it more, and you may want to get a motorcycle. So yeah, highly recommend doing that. I got, last time I checked, I got around 50 views on the first video. Whoever came and checked it out, super appreciative. Feel free to drop a comment. I'm happy to interact with you. If you live somewhere on the Treasure Coast of Florida, I'd love to meet up and ride together. Really haven't been riding with people, just been riding by myself. My neighbor saw that I got a bike, neighbor across the street, he's got a ZX6R. He came over and was just like, hey man, let's go riding. I don't really ride with anybody. I was like, hell yeah, man, let's do it. Granted, his bike is a lot more powerful than mine, and I let him know that. He's like, nah, man, I'm not gonna ride like, ride super aggressive. Let's just go cruise together. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's so awesome. So I have him to go ride with. My other buddy who has the Honda Fury, he just had a baby, so he don't ride too much. But, when he does ride, we'll go ride together. It's so much fun riding with other people, just hanging out, enjoying the experience together. What are you doing, buddy? So yeah, highly recommend it. If there's anybody near me that wants to get together and ride, drop a comment. Feel free to subscribe. Again, I'll interact with you guys. But that's all I got. I appreciate you guys, checking in and watching the video. And I'll catch you in the next one. GoPro, stop recording.